and welcome to Jazz Café. I'm your host, Aaron Kamanga, Mwana wa Bikozi. In today's edition, we are paying tribute to Edem Djokotoe, a journalist, media trainer, and a jazz enthusiast. And so, in the studio with me is a very good friend to Edem Djokotoe, and this is no other than Chris Kandaba. Chris, welcome to the interview.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Glad to be here.
All right. And so, like I said, on this program, we don't talk much. And so, explain to us how you first met Edem Djokotoe and your first impression.
Well, I knew Edem, well over 20 years ago, maybe even closer to 30 years ago. He was a friend of the family, some cousins of mine. He was like part of the family, and that's how I got to meet him. And over the years, our friendship developed, and we found ourselves. I love jazz, and he loved jazz. We loved music. He loved music, and we kind of, had a point where we met. And then I got involved with a bit of journalism at some point, nothing major. And of course, as you've said, he was a journalist. So again, we got to meet and talk about that quite a lot. Yeah. My first impression of Edem, he was a straight to the point kind of guy, telling it as it is.
As it is, yeah, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, he didn't really care whether you liked his opinions or not. He would just tell you, this is what I think, this is what I feel, and about this particular issue. And, it was up to you to take it or leave it. But a very, very down-to-earth kind of person. But like I said, very opinionated. He had his views, and that was the first thing that hit me about him, and I was like, wow, okay. This is a guy you don't want to talk nonsense around. You don't really know what you're saying when you're talking to him.
Yeah. And then in the musically speaking, Edem had a very wide music repertoire.
Very wide.
You couldn't confine Edem to jazz, hip-hop, reggae. Edem listened to everything.
Yes.
Yeah, can you just shed more light on that?
Like I said, Edem was a person who, he knew his music. He was not just a person who just listened to a song. He would know the history behind that song, the producers, when it was written, all the little details that a real music enthusiast knows. And this is across the board, regardless of what music he was listening to. I mean, he was big on jazz, like I said, but he was big into funk. He was into soul, he was into reggae. And when it comes to jazz, he was, again, across the board. It wasn't just, some American jazz nonsense.
Afro jazz.
No, he was into everything. Aspect of jazz. If you were to look at his, you said repertoire, if you were to look at his bunch of music on just CD, never mind what he had on his computers, on CD. It was so varied. Totally varied.
I once visited his office, and he had vinyls, and then he had CDs, almost all genres. And
exactly. And talking about vinyl, that was his thing. He loved the vinyl. He loved the originality of the music, the way it sounded, even that little when you're playing a vinyl. All that was made sense to him, and that's what he enjoyed.
And so we don't talk much. And so at this point in time, let's listen to Nalisala Umweo by Skills Emmanuel. Enjoy. All right, that was Skills Emmanuel with Nalisala Umweo. And so at this point in time, Chris, let's talk about in the Jazz Appreciation Society and how we interacted with Edem.
There again, like I said, first of all, jazz, for those who may not know, Jazz Appreciation Society is a society of people that appreciate the jazz genre of music, and we get together and, you know, we like to meet at the weekend and play different art. And when he was behind, because, you know, you take turns going behind the deck, as it were, and when he was on the deck, you knew, first and foremost, you were going to listen to music that wasn't your everyday kind of jazz, not every day, not the things you listen to every single day. He would pick songs that you think to yourself, wow, I've never heard, is that a new one? And you find it's been on an album that was released ages ago, but nobody bothered to listen to it. That's the kind of person Edem was. He would pick all those songs that nobody would normally play, and that is what he'll put out there, you know. And then you appreciate that, wow, okay, I didn't know that song was on this album. And again, like I said, he would go down south, he would go to Congo, you know, he would go to Malawi.
I remember one time, you know, he played that song by Franco, Kimpa Kisangameni.
That's right. Yes.
I was like, look, is this jazz? He said, yeah, just enjoy. You know, and, you know, the time when I saw him the happiest was when he was, you know, behind the turntables, you know, playing and
exactly.
Yeah.
That was him. I mean, his two main passions, if you were to ask me, were journalism and music. These two. If Edem had, the third one is boxing, by the way.
Boxing.
But if you listen to Edem behind the mic, behind the deck, you could tell this person is enjoying himself. He's not just doing it for the sake of, let me spend my 20, 30 minutes here while I'm here. No, he was a person who was enjoying giving you the music. Yeah, that was Edem.
Oh, okay.
That was Edem.
Yeah, and so at this point in time, let's listen to Kaleni Hills by Afro Red, award-winning Afro Red. Enjoy. Well, that was Kaleni Hills by Afro Red. And Chris, let's talk about his boxing and his resilience. You know, even when he was diagnosed with colon cancer, he said, I won't just lie down and wait to die.
No.
I'll fight this. And he introduced Ponona 101. Ponona 101, where he fought, you know, colon cancer. If colon cancer was a person...
he would have knocked him out.
Exactly.
He would have knocked
because,
him out.
you know, he would go into the gym and work out, lift metals.
He was a person who had so much determination. First and foremost, he was determined to fight the cancer to the bitter end, you know. And like you said, if the cancer was a human being, believe me, that cancer would have run away.
Yeah.
From the kind of person that he had, the kind of passion that he had for life. And like you're saying, he would go into the gym, even whilst he knew that, look, this thing is ravaging my body. But he was determined to go into that gym and give it his best. And that's what he did. I mean, he loved his boxing.
Exactly.
Yes, he did a bit of boxing in the gym, nothing professional. But he loved, you know, the sport of boxing. Again, like he did with music, it's the same thing with the boxing. He knew the different boxers.
Yes.
He knew their strengths.
It's like
their
it was the
weaknesses.
two extremes. Huh?
Yes, he knew their weaknesses, their strengths. He knew every little... You tried to find out as much as he could about each particular boxer, and he would tell you if there's a boxing... He would sit up for a boxing match. You know, like we used to do back in the day to watch Muhammad Ali. You know, he would sit up and watch, as long as it was a
0-2.
0-2, he would be awake watching that fight, and be the first to tell you, you know, that guy threw the fight. Nah, he would have won that. He threw the fight.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he would give you his reasons. He would break it down for you. I'm not a boxing enthusiast. I mean, I watch boxing just like anybody else once in a while. But, you know, when he was telling you the story, when he's giving you the round by round situation, you'd think you were by the ringside.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That was it.
All right.
Yeah.
In case you have just tuned in, you are watching and listening to Jazz Cafe with me, Aaron Kamanga, mwana wa Bikozi. And so, Chris, at this point in time, let's listen to Ndilandileni by James Sakala. What do you think?
Perfect song. Perfect song, if you ask me. Because if you know the words of that song, James basically he's talking about God welcoming him. And I think for me, that's an song for Edem to sing or to listen to or to say. He's talking to God like, here I am, Lord.
Exactly. And remember that James Sakala and Edem, we interacted,
Yes.
at the Jazz Appreciation Society, and we had good time together, memories together, and beautiful song.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to Ndila Ndileni by James Sakala. I call him Jasa. Enjoy.
Omushitu omona peta shamfa swaswa Mumbili omona yenda na mumyunga mulya na nyanda Efiswango na lifi mwede lelo na lishipa Mufiswe bebe mulya nali wabula meshi ya kutwa Bakwima wali njebele ajuka shipe ukole Umumyu butabwa yanguka Ufine fe washipa lelo na mona Ibibala fiashara pa mubili wandi Efinko seleza inde Icho de milomba Mukampokelele Mukondesa Mukampela meshira kunwa Nafwe shiraga kutokefu Mukampokelele Mukondesa Mukampele fya kufwana Mukampela bakulala Temilomba 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 Inende mumilamba Temilomba 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 Inende mumilamba Bananji, ebona yambile na bolu lwendo Ebonse bakwanisho kufika panwe pondile lo Bambi bali firwa bali shala Bambi bali firwa bali butuka Bambi na wemfumuleza yali weta Limo limo Mumfa wati nagali mondeleka Nimbe na yo Mumfa wati ndepoza penshita Anaibukisha mashiwi ya njebele Banakulu batile Wanangana ukalyane viposwa byabanobe Icho nshaka nenuke ululwe nshaka tuse Ileza tata mube na ide Mukampokelele ukondeza Mukampela neshi ya kunwa Nafwe chiraga kunondefu Mukampokelele ukondeza Mukampele vya kufwala Mukampele na bakula Temilomba, 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 Inende mumilamba Temilomba, 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 Inende mumilamba Kubula kaya mfumu tetinji makanene kawe Kubula luserwa mfumu tetimbo Nyamapalwa ya ndemoda Samungo seleshende Samunzende shende Samunga kwa mapepo Lesa pale mukampokelele Ukondesa Mukampela neshi ya kumwana Feshina Mukampokelele Ukondesa Mukampele vya kufwana Mukampele na kakulala Temilomba 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 Inende mumilamba Temilomba Temilomba Temilomba
Well, that was Ndilandileni by James Sakala, my very good friend. And so, Chris, as we wrap this interview up, any words you would like to maybe talk about Edem, anything?
Well, like I said, first of all, Edem was a person who didn't mince words. He called a spade a spade.
Called a spade a spade. He told you what you had to hear.
Yes.
Not what you wanted to hear.
No, he would give it to you as was, as is, as you should. As
Whether
you
you like it or not,
that you know.
You hate me, it's okay.
But at the same time, he was a very humble guy.
And a very good-hearted person.
Very, very good person. Very polite. Very, you know, he always said, you know, what I do to you or say to you is what I would expect back from you. So I want to be nice to you. I want to be good to you because I want you to be good and nice to me. You know, like I said, I knew Edem. I've known Edem for many, many years, but we only really got close together in the last maybe 2.5 years, 3 years. That's when we really got to be like one-on-one, and you know, all the time. He would come to my place. I've got a place in Roma, and he would come. He would sit there for hours and would talk, and you know, he would give me his whatever he was going through. He would talk about, you know, family issues, health, and so forth. And we became very, very close.
Yeah, same here.
You know,
same here.
And all I'd like to say is, people should remember him. I don't think people would forget him. You know, especially if you were reading the Post and newspapers back in the day and all that sort of thing. He's a person that you'd find you'd be happy to spend time with.
Very much.
You'd be happy to spend time. He was not a person who was into silly things like gossip and nonsense. No. He would want to talk facts. He would want to talk about things that were pertinent, things that were important to society, to the community. That was Edem.
Yeah.
We'll miss him. I can tell you that. We'll miss him, for sure.
Yeah, you know, another good thing about him was, you know, whenever he talked about, for example, an individual, like you said, he just called it a spade.
Yeah.
He called it a spade a spade. But, you know, personally, I'll miss Edem. He was a friend, a mentor, a big brother. You know, whenever I had challenges, he's a guy that you could go and sit down with, you know. He had the listening ear.
That's right.
You listened to you. And I remember there was a time when you guys really helped me, you and Edem. 2017 was a very difficult year. In fact, my director up there is even smiling right now. I had a very difficult time, and you guys really helped me. You, Edem told me, if you go this route, you won't be my friend.
Yep.
Never should you call me. I was like, I said, yeah, get your life back. Bye. And that's how it went.
That was Edem. That was Edem.
Yeah, and
no missing of words.
No missing of words. And we miss him, man.
Unfortunately, that is life. And we're here, we're passing through, you know, and all we can do now is, you know, wish the best for the family, help them as much as we can. Yeah. And, carry on his legacy as best way we can.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at this point in time, as we wrap it up, let's listen to Hulukile. This song was done by one of my favorite South African jazz artists. His name was Tsipotsula. He died last year. Enjoy Hulukile. Well, that's all we packaged for you in today's edition of Jazz Cafe, in which we had a tribute to the late, great Edem Djokotoe. He was a journalist, media trainer, and a jazz enthusiast. And in the studio with me, I was with Chris Kandava, who is a proprietor for Athens what?
Sports Cafe and Grill.
Sports Cafe and Grill. It's a very good venue for, bands, music.
Yeah.
And also nice food.
If I may say something just before we wind up, I know we've talked a lot about Edem's music and the love for jazz and everything. I just want to point out, just say something here that, late last year, a friend of his in the UK told him about, because he was more than just artists, he also loved producers. And Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis were amongst his favorite producers, and he said to me, Chris, Jim Jam and Terry Lewis are about to release their first ever album, and
you could see the excitement in his eyes.
Very excited, talking about it. And he said to me, look, there's a guy in the UK who's ready to buy the album for me. Do you want a copy? And I said, yes, by all means. So he said, okay. And we put monies together and we sent monies to this guy. And this guy took a bit of time to send the album, but he finally did send 2 CDs, original copies of the first Jim Jam and Terry Lewis album. It's called Jam and Lewis Volume 1. And when it arrived, he was so excited. Chris, the albums are here. Do you want me to bring it? I said, no, I'll come and get it from home. He says, okay, come over. And I went to his house and we went through the album and all that sort of thing. You could see he was so excited, and he treasures that album like nobody's business. It sits in my car. It's on constant replay in my car. It's just all the time when I play it, I just think of Edem.
Yeah, one good thing about Edem, you could go on and on talking about him.
Indeed.
I remember whenever you would be in his car, would always be playing music, and whenever he's playing music, you could even see, the facial expression that this man is enjoying.
That's right.
The music.
That's right.
Well, that's all we packaged for you in today's edition, in which we just had a tribute of our good friend Edem Djokotoe. And so, from me and Chris, it's bye-bye.
Bye-bye.